things do it all. Kids and college coming up one day, parents getting older, how do we do it all? How do you keep them safe now? I mean, you do what you can, you pray for them, you try to protect them, but you let them go out there, the world is rough. And now, there's little kids today that are into porn and drugs and sex, and little kids. And it scares me sometimes. And there's personal things too, somebody you love, there's a doctor, and maybe it's a test done because something's not right, something's not right, and so the doctor says, the test will be back in a few days, and then you wait. You wonder. You worry. Because you ask yourself, what if? You know what I'm saying? And then your mind just races, and it keeps you awake at night. And you can barely breathe because you just worry. I worry about the church sometimes, and I worry about me. Am I doing a good job? What if I mess up? What if I don't do a good job? What if people spend eternity in hell because I didn't clearly present the message of Jesus? But sometimes it makes my chest tight, and it keeps me awake, and I just don't feel settled. No worry.
Well, it was July 30th, 1999, and the man identified only as Ken made his way to the Tri-County Emergency Center in Carlsbad, California. He was a frightening sight when he showed up because his head and his neck were swollen to twice the normal size. And he was undergoing such muscular convulsions that the ER attending doctor thought at first that there were worms crawling under his skin. His buddies that brought him in said he had been bitten on the lip by a rattlesnake. So they put him on anti-venom, where he spent 24 hours in intensive care, being intubated, receiving some 15 doses of anti-venom until he was finally able to recover. When he did, he relayed this story. About a week earlier, he had caught a 3-foot baby rattlesnake. And he was so proud of this trophy that he began bragging about it to his friends. His friends began to rib him a little bit and said, "Man, you're the snake lover. You really love snakes. Maybe the snake's your girlfriend, Ken. Why don't you kiss it?" And so one day, Ken decided he would. And he got the baby rattler out, and he kissed it right on the lips, and that rattler just kissed him right back. Turns out the baby rattlesnakes are actually more dangerous than adult rattlesnakes because they empty their entire venom sac in a single bite. Now, I don't know about you, but it would appear to me that kissing a rattlesnake is both pointless and dangerous. Would you agree? I mean, there is no point to it. It accomplishes nothing, and it's an incredibly dangerous act. So why in the world would you do it? You know, Jesus talked about another act that was just as pointless and dangerous as kissing a rattlesnake, but far more common amongst human beings. And that act is worry. Worry. Worry is pointless. It accomplishes absolutely nothing. It's why Jesus said on one occasion, "Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life?" Jesus is making a simple observation. When it comes to worry, it accomplishes absolutely, positively nothing. It's pointless. Besides that, it's downright dangerous. Because of worry, our emotions can be in shambles. Our gut can be in a knot. We can develop ulcers and high blood pressure. It can rob us of joy as we move through life. Worry is pointless and it's dangerous. Yet, we are worriers, aren't we? Aren't we? We're just worriers. We worry about the future, and we worry about the economy, and we worry about our job, and we worry about our kids, and we worry about our parents, and we worry about our health, and we just seem to worry about so many things. But usually what we do is we label it concern. I'm just concerned. But let's be honest with ourselves. We've kind of gone beyond the concern level to the place that we worry. We are anxious over so many things, aren't we? You know, it's interesting. In the etymology of the word worry, it literally means to worry something, means to grab it by the teeth and shake it to pieces. When I was growing up, I had a Cocker Spaniel mix named Corky. And she was my constant companion, and one of the things that Corky enjoyed doing was chasing gophers. And every once in a while, Corky would catch one. And when she did, she would do the same thing. She would grab it in her teeth, she would shake it violently for a few shakes, and then toss it up in the air and watch it hit. And that gopher would kind of, okay, what's going on here? Quick, make it to the hole. And Corky would run after her again, grab her by the teeth, shake it like crazy, and throw it up in the air and watch it hit. Literally, Corky was worrying the gopher. Literally. Now you can see why that word gets applied to this emotional thing that we call worry. Because we allow circumstances, situations, real or potential, to sink its teeth into our psyche and shake us. And we get all unsettled. We get rattled. We get scared. And maybe we can't sleep. Or maybe we just can't concentrate. Right? I got to do this, but these thoughts keep coming. Or maybe it's just all the joy seems to get taken out of life. Right in the middle of starting to enjoy something, oh, boom, there is that unwelcomed visitor. Taking all the joy out of that situation again. You remember back to when you were a kid? I was just thinking about this. I remember back when I was a kid, if there was one word to describe my childhood, it was carefree. I was fortunate in that regard. My family was intact. We didn't go through the trauma of a divided or split family. And we didn't have much, but I didn't know that. Because I had food in my stomach, and I had clothes on my back, and I had a bike to ride, and I had a dog as a companion, and I had forests and lakes to explore all summer long. And I remember getting up in the morning and chowing down on a box of Captain Crunch, getting on my bike, taking Corky, and we would explore all day long. And it was so carefree. There wasn't a worry in the world. Can you remember a time like that when you were a kid? And wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if somehow we could get just a little of that back? Wouldn't that be cool? You know, the good news is we can. Because the Word of God, the Bible, it actually lays out several commitments that if we will make and keep, it will drain the vast amount of worry right out of our lives. Even as adults, with as complicated and turbulent as our times are, it will drain worry out, and we'll discover that childlike freedom inside of being virtually worry